Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today, if you are an A.B.A enjoyer, if you're an A.B.A lover, if you love this character, but you're like, golly, jiddly gee, Josh, this character, hold on, frick. Golly, jiddly gee, Josh, this character, she's hard, man. She is hard, okay? She's a difficult character. However, she is very rewarding. We've seen a lot of pro players. We've even seen, what's his name, Juno, make it to 9th place. Was it 9th place at EVO? Made it very far into EVO. A.B.A is not to be slept on, but A.B.A's got a lot of working parts. That makes this character very, very difficult to kind of understand and put all the pieces together. And so, just similar to the Nagu series that I made a while back and only made about 2 episodes for, but there, there's more episodes coming. Today, we have started first episode of Bit by Bit A.B.A edition. For episode 1, what I've decided to do is completely and entirely ignore jealousy, because we all know jealousy's good. We know it's good. It's so good, you don't even have to be good with the character in order to use jealousy. And so, with that in mind, I think it'd be best to take a step back and actually take a look at her base form. Because, in my opinion, I think her base form is incredibly underrated. People just don't really know how to use it super effectively. And she has actually a lot of tools that makes her a very threatening character, even in her base form. In fact, if it wasn't for her base form being as good as it is, this character would actually be significantly worse, because a big part of her game plan is to know when to all in as jealousy and when to play a little bit more defensively. And if it wasn't for the fact that half the time you have to play as this bummy character, if she was truly a bummy character, this character would truly be low tier. So without further ado, let's jump into what makes this character right here actually pretty good. Starting with her buttons. First things first, one of her greatest strengths is that she has a 4-frame jab. As a matter of fact, she's one of the only characters in the entire game that has a 4-frame jab. And having a 4-frame jab means that her defense is just a little bit better than everybody else's. Because in certain situations where your opponent is like kind of staggering their pressure, they're going for like take throws and things like that, having that one extra frame to mash out of pressure is massive compared to some of the other characters. Another thing too is that aside from the other characters that have a 4-frame jab, her 4-frame jab leads directly into her Rekka, right? It true combos into her Rekka, which means getting jabbed out from her Rekka, right? She can do this like what, 3-4 times. Getting jabbed out of your pressure and her being able to do this means that she's immediately able to pop into jealousy rage and then go for a mix. So the reward that she gets off of her 2P, especially for the fact that it's 4 frames, the reward she gets is incredibly skewed in her favor as opposed to other characters. Another move that has actually gone a bit under the radar for her is her far slash. Now this move actually has a really short startup, right? It's only 26 frames total, even compared to a character like Kai who's like 28. It's actually very reminiscent of Soul's far slash. Another thing that kind of like helps the comparison is the fact that this move pushes her forward a little bit. So in situations where you're playing footsies against another character, right, you can just kind of mash it out and whoop, all of a sudden you hit him with it. Another thing that you can do, another technique you can do, is actually you can incorporate it with your dash, right? So you can kind of like plink your dash into your far slash just to give it a little bit of extra push. Look at that. Look at that right there, boy. This move being as short as it is makes it actually very hard to whiff punish, and it makes it so that she's actually deceptively good at round starts. For the next button, we have 5H. Now, 5H is a great far-reaching move. It has a very high reward off of counter hit. Right? That's basically just a full gauge right there. Or you can do something like this. Right? And another thing about this move is that it is actually highly disjointed. So even against characters like Axel, right, she can actually just swing straight through moves like his tornado. Like he tries to do tornado, you could just sort of just swing through it. Especially in situations like this where Axel kind of likes to run with this tornado, right? Say he like runs behind it, right? You can actually just swing at him like that. And then like bing bada boom, you're good. Next is 2H. Now 2H is a pretty good move. It's not like the best, but it is actually incredible to do as a frame trap from far slash, because you can do things like close slash, far slash, or like far slash, close slash, right? And have these like gaps that open up for A.B.A to just kind of slowly build jealousy meter. So if your opponent tries to take their turn, right, then you can end up doing things like this, right? Like a delayed 2H, And the reward off that is massive. Like, you basically just immediately get you get a wall splat if you're close to the wall, and you just get like so much that you basically get like at least like 50% jealousy, if not more. Next, we got to talk about her 2S. This move has got to be one of the best anti-airs in the game. Like, if your opponent is directly above you, you literally are just crouching the entire time, and you're just flinging this right at them. Like it is so incredibly hard to anti-air this move, or like certain moves, for example, like Milia and Chip, right? It's so incredibly hard to anti-air them because of the angles that they attack you at, but A.B.A has literally no problems against them. That's why she destroys characters like that. Holy cow. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Post editing Josh here. Now's a good time. Yes, the hat is cool. Okay, I know it's cool. Now's a good time to let you guys know that yes, I stream on twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ every single Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. I don't know why I said it in that order. Between the hours of 7 to 12-ish. Every single weekday, Eastern time. Not every single weekday. I told you. Anyways, guys, I hope to catch you guys there. Anyway, goodbye. Goodbye now. Like and share, subscribe, all that stuff. Bye-bye. Yeah, there's nothing more that can be said. This move is absolutely ridiculous, right? This is like single-handedly one of the reasons why she absolutely destroys certain matchups. It's even like good enough to be able to anti-air, what is it, like Soul's like Fafnir, or what is it, his bandit foot in thing, the thing that comes down from his guy. It's able to anti-air a ton of moves. It's super good, super high reward. It's incredible. It's great. So use it more. And next we have her JD. Now this move is very funny. What makes it incredibly good is the fact that it alters her trajectory a lot, right? And it has like basically no recovery, right? Like as soon as she lands, she's able to block. So it makes a lot of her movement options very unorthodox. She could do things like anti-air or air dash into JH, right? She's able to kind of do like a double jump JH, right? Even something like jump JH in order to make your opponent do things like whiff their far slash and stuff like that. It makes her movement very tricky, and so for characters that try to approach her or characters that try to box her out, they need to be very aware of this this unorthodox movement that she has. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we must talk about the God button. Literally, if it wasn't for this button, this character would actually be buns. What am I talking about? Fellas, for 2K. This move right here. Holy cow, this move is so good. It just goes so motherflipping far. The reward is so high. If Chip wants to do Rekka, her 2K always punishes it. It's incredible, even like from like a far distance. Well, not from that far of a distance, but it's so good. It's so good. It's amazing. It's incredible. Literally in neutral, I'm just out here poking this out, right? I'm just poking this sucker out because if my opponent is doing a ton of these, right, and they decide to commit, right, bang, just like that. It's incredible. It's super disjointed. It's not like crazy disjointed, but it's super disjointed, which means that if your opponent tries to like far slash you, right, you're low profiling everything, okay? You're 2K'ing the universe, all right? And the reward that you get off of it, the fact that it's able to just combo into this, it's just like, dude, oh my gosh, the snowballing this character does just from this godlike button. Oh, fellas and ladies, if you're not using this move, you're not playing A.B.A right, okay? If I could give you one piece of advice for A.B.A, just do this. Just do this all the time. Just do this all the gosh darn time, right? Just keep doing it. But alas, she does have some other stuff that actually makes her very good. I just talked about some of her buttons, right? Now we're going to talk about a bit of her special moves that actually makes her great. Some things that, yes, you might have known, but things that, like, even though you might have known, you might not know the whole story. Anyway, let's talk about it. So her parry, okay? Her parry, it's kind of buns. I'll admit, it's kind of buns. Why am I talking about it? Because it's not really buns. What makes it buns is the fact that I think the startup is 7 frames. It's a 7-frame startup parry, right? Which is very slow on the parry side, right? Especially for characters like Viking who has like a 1-frame parry. But if this was a 1-frame parry, A.B.A would be top 1. And ironically, like she'd be top 1. If it was even a 3-frame parry, this character would be so highly degenerate. Why am I talking about that? If you parry something, it counts as if your opponent hit something. And so you saw how Chip whiffed his 5H, right? It's because when he hit me with his far slash, it counts as if he hit something. And so usually people are buffering into moves. They're buffering into special moves and things like that. So he's gonna do that. He's gonna whiff his 5H, and then what do you get? You get a gosh darn punish, baby. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, it is juicy. And so her parry, characters that trigger the parry, it makes her go from a 20 a parry that allows her to recover 25% jealousy to a parry that recovers 50% jealousy. Amazing. It's phenomenal. It's great. It even works against characters that do like jump-ins, right? Like say, for example, Chips jumps in on me, right? And then he reacts and he wants to try to like throw me, right? Look, you see that? It is so hard for them to time the throw that it's just in A.B.A's face. Like, it is strictly in A.B.A's face. Imagine as if it's like Guard Crush, but the opposite property, where A.B.A is basically in an invulnerable state until frame 1 where she's able to act. Just throw it out of neutral. Just give it a try. Just give it a shot, okay? Because when you mix it up with things like this, right, it makes your opponent not really want to approach you like that. You know what I mean? You just parry one far slash, you parry one projectile, she back in the game. And when A.B.A's in the game, she really in the game. Next, we got to talk about the dynamic duo. Okay, the dynamic duo slide and kicks. Okay, so slide, it goes over highs. If Chip wants to do a high, it goes straight over that, right? And her kicks, it just goes over lows. Okay, it low crushes. So she has a duck. She can duck over under mids, and she can flip over lows. Dynamic duo. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's splendipitous. And so you put it all together, she can start doing things like this, right? And both of them move her forward. So it's actually really, really obnoxious, okay? You do things like this, boom, right? It's mad annoying, especially round start. Her round starts are really good because you always have to guess between this, and this, right? It gets a little crazy sometimes. It gets a little crazy. If you want to get wickedy, you can do things like this round start, right? You do things like this, make them whiff. Boom, right? Make their entire whiff. You hit them. Bob's your uncle, baby. Bob's your uncle. I'm gonna teach you a couple little tricks about those two later, but we're gonna get through the rest of the list. And of course, last but not least, in her godlike arsenal, we have Key Stab. Key Stab, it is an amazing move. Key Stab, it is a +2 on block move, which is not that big of a deal, but it is a +1 on block guard crush move, which is kind of a big deal. Because what you're able to do is threaten with strike throw. And every time you strike throw, you get a little bit of meter, okay? If I start from 0, you're not gonna get the full stack, but you're gonna get a little bit. If you throw them, you're gonna get a little bit, and then you kind of, you repeat the situation. Of course, Key Stab itself does replenish a lot, right? A lot of meter. You can even do things like this. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Boom. All of a sudden, I'm already at 25 already. You know what I'm saying? I'm already at 25. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really good. And you can even start playing this weird RPS game where if your opponent wants to backdash after the Key Stab, right? Because sometimes they do want to backdash after the Key Stab because she has a 4-frame jab, right? So if they want to do that, you can actually start doing things like chase the backdash, right? You can even start chase the backdash with a 2H. You do things like this. All of a sudden, this guard crush Key Stab is looking splendiferous, right? Splendubitably, okay? You can do a lot of things. And if they even try to take their turn, right? Oh, it's like, oh man, it's only 2 frames. It's only freaking 2 frames, man. You know? Oh, look at that. 4 frames, baby. It's 4-frame jab. You want to take your 4-frame jab. Don't touch me. Don't touch me ever. Don't touch me at all. It doesn't beat throws. Yeah, I knew it doesn't beat throws. But you can also just do this, right? You just do this. This character's obnoxious, man. I just explained all of her buttons. You might be like, Josh, I know all this stuff. Well, listen, let's put it all together. Now, I did already kind of go over this, but essentially her game plan when she's in jealousy mode or when she's in a normal A.B.A mode, it varies based on what type of matchup you're fighting. If you're fighting a zoning type matchup, obviously your goal is to want to be able to parry projectiles as much as you can, okay? And slowly creep your way in, right? You kind of want to use moves like this, right? To kind of slowly creep your way in. Use your unorthodox movement to navigate through the fire. You can parry some things. You can hop over fireballs and immediately move down and then parry some stuff, right? And then use her 5H, because look at how far this gosh darn 5H goes. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be just navigating around, you know, using a lot of her unorthodox movement, threatening with her 2P a lot, and just trying to weather the storm. Now, against characters that want to approach you, A.B.A has a so much better time dealing with. In fact, one of the reasons why A.B.A is such a polarizing character in the matchup sheet is because characters I want to approach her have a very scary time actually getting their game plan started. Because imagine trying to box with somebody, right? You're trying to box with somebody. Let's say he wants to sick throw me. Jab. All of a sudden, now he's got to eat a mix, right? All of a sudden, just randomly, just out the blue. So all these characters that want to like do things like, oh, I want to freaking far slasher, right? Oh my gosh, I ran into her 2K and now all of a sudden I need to eat a mix. So what you're going to do against characters that want to approach you is very similar, right? You're kind of going to want to use your unorthodox movement to move around. But really, you're kind of going to be wanting to wall a bit, using a lot of like far/2K, right? Or just 2K, right? Or just like if you feel like they're close enough, you can kind of go for Intertwine and Fate, do a backdash, or go for Intertwine and Fate and kind of jump, you know what I mean? Jump, navigate around. One thing I love to do is I love to just kind of do like neutral jump into immediate 5D, into immediate 2K, right? Because look at how far this guy, I'm literally like this far away from him, right? But they're gonna see me jump into the air, they're gonna be like, holy cow, she's up. All of a sudden I hit the ground, I do 2K. If they try to anti me, they're cooked. Now for this segment, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit of that secret sauce, okay? That's that little bit of that good stuff, okay? That stuff that I have picked up and I'm now going to impart to you. All right, these are a couple of tips and tricks. Tip and trick number 1, her Blue Wild Assault. Now, there is a misconception about her Blue Wild Assault that you need to kind of hit something into it, right? You kind of want to use it as a, oh, I landed a hit on you, I'm going to then use my Blue Wild Assault in order to enforce a mix. Well, what I have recently been doing, especially against some zoning type matchups, is that I actually been using Blue Wild Assault as a special move. I've been using it as a special move similar to Intertwine and Fate, but the benefit is Blue Wild Assault has a much larger hitbox. Like, look at how much farther I am. I'm like way over here. Boom, you see that? That whiffs, right? Boom, all of a sudden I'm in, right? I can do this. All of a sudden I'm in. Just absolutely because. Another thing too is that because it is jump cancelable, you can absolutely just go for some shenanigans like this. I love going for this where I just like jump right over them and I do a 5D on the other side, or I do jump D on the other side, and it's a cross up. It's amazing. Or you can do things like this, right? It's just like the fact that this move immediately just kind of thrusts her forward and all of a sudden you're in a block string is amazing. And if they block it, right, all of a sudden you're threatening with key grab, you're building up jealousy meter. However, say they get hit by this move. If they get hit by this, even from this far, oh my gosh, look at that. Boom skis. Now they're getting threatened. So imagine playing neutral against this character, right? You're scared of this move. You're scared of this move. You're scared of things like this. All of a sudden, I chuck this out of neutral. It catches you. Stuff. It's great. So yeah, use Blue Wild Assault more in neutral. Another thing too, a little bit of that secret sauce. Slide RC. This is really good because you're using all of those, you know, you're using all those invul frames. You're sliding under their move and then you RC in order to be plus in their face, because usually this move, it's minus 26, right? So if your opponent, look at how long it takes me to block, right? If your opponent is keen and they're ducking out a bunch of low recovery moves, they're actually able to throw you out of it or even like 2K you out of it. But that all changes if you just slide immediately under their move and do something like that, right? Like, let's say Chip, he wants to do this, right? I'm able to slide under that. Now, if I slide a little late, then I'm -1 there. So it's actually his turn. But I'm able to mitigate that by doing slide RC. It's really good. I'd recommend doing it, even if you're in jealousy mode. It's just, it's amazing. Because you're just able to slide directly under him, right? If he's doing something like jumping, right? You're now able to threaten with 2S. Fantastic. Start using it. Next, if you play A.B.A at a relatively high level, then you probably already know this. But if you don't, if she has 50 meter, she's actually able to enforce a 50-50 from her kicks. You're able to do fast RC into high or fast RC into low. Get used to doing your fast RCs. It's very good. And even if they block the low, for example, or even if they block the high, you're just in all of a sudden. And most of the time, they don't block low. So just like go low like 90% of the time, you're golden. That's the good stuff right there. And the last thing I'm going to teach you guys is a little bit of the other secret sauce. Is that you can do the high flying A.B.A. Okay, the high flying A.B.A. You're playing neutral against you and your opponent. Boom, skis. All of a sudden, you chuck yourself up in the air. You go flying. Boom. They'll never see it coming. Okay, they'll just never see it coming. It's amazing. You do it from so far. You're over here. Your opponent's over there. You just never know. You just whoop. Anyways, fellas, that's gonna do it for your boy. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like to catch me live, I'm live on twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ everywhere from Monday through Wednesday. I announce the times on my Twitch posts or on my YouTube posts, so always stay tuned there. Or you can just check when I'm live. If you join my Discord, drop a like in the video. It really helps. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.